Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer and today is Monday. Actually it's not. I'm lying. It's Monday in your world. It's Monday when you're watching this video. Oh, it's 11:11. Make a wish. Alright. Sorry. Gotta make wishes at 11:11. I'm drinking a little bit of Dr. Pepper because it's morning. Confession time. I'm recording this Tuesday of last week because I don't know what is going on in Cinnamon Stitches land, but I have been super productive and I totally scratched something on my face and it's trying to leak, so pardon that. I believe now let me rewind. Okay, on Monday makes, I generally show you what I have made in the past 7 days, give or take. Sometimes it's 7 days, sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's 3 days. It's all a matter of when I record the video and how long I've been working on the projects and all that. I have done an entire basket full of projects and I don't know how I've done it because I filmed the last Monday makes on Friday and today's Tuesday. So I've made all of these since Friday. I don't even understand it. One of them was almost finished, so I just finished it. And I will show you the shirt. I finished it, so it's not, I didn't do it start to finish since Friday, but all of the rest of these are start to finish since Friday. The only thing that I can figure how I did all of this is the medication the doctor put me on. Because I have insane amount of energy from the medicine and I'm not in pain, so it's kind of awesome. It's kind of awesome. I still as of Tuesday, I have not gone and got my x-ray or any of that done. I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow, so a week from, I'm filming this last Tuesday, so tomorrow in your time, so Tuesday whatever the 10th. No, it's not the 10th. Today's the 10th. What is next week? Because I have an appointment the 17th. I have an appointment for radiology on the 17th, so I should get all of that done on the 17th. I am feeling extremely discombobulated today. My brain is going faster than my mouth can keep up, and there's so much going on in my world today that I'm tired. I'm tired in my brain, but my body is like, I don't know how to describe it. I really don't. So let's get on to what I have made in the past, what is it? Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the past 4 to 5 days. Okay, this is what I've made in the past 4 to 5 days. We're going to start with the top because I showed this to you last Monday and I told you that I was working on this and that I thought I was making it for myself, but I ended up not having enough yarn to make it for myself, and then it probably would fit me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it on. I actually gave this to Juju, which is my 19-year-old daughter. Alright, so this yarn right here is yarn from Joann's that was in the hanks. It's the K&C cotton that was in a hank last year, and it's the glittery version. It is a fingering weight yarn, so I held it double to make it more of like a DK weight. And the pattern for this is really similar to the Falling Leaves poncho or the knockout crop top. You can get the same effect shirt by using either of those tutorials. And because I ran out of this, I have still even more of this left over. This is Stenley yarn that was sent to me in Happy Mail, and this was also held double for the same reason this was held double. And I just used it to finish off the top. This is what it looks like. I think the black adds, like the black makes the colors stand out. This fits me, but it doesn't fit me the way I would love for it to fit me, but it looks It looks gorgeous on my daughter. A little bit too tall or too tight in the top part, but this is pretty. And I really like the way the black caps off the sleeves. And I like the way the black caps off the bottom. Like I said, it's a little too small for me, but it fits her perfect. Isn't this cute? So we're gonna wear it. Don't fit properly, but we're gonna wear it. It's not long enough and it's not wide enough, but because it has the meshiness, it actually stretches quite easily. Is this not a beautiful top? So I finished that, and the part that I finished was all of this and the sleeves, the black part on the sleeves. So that took me all of, I don't know, maybe 2 hours the other night. So I finished this. And then I was like, okay, what do I want to work on next? What yarn did I pull out next? Very often I will come in here and I will just look at my yarn and I will take inspiration from my yarn, okay? And because I've been working with a lot of bulky yarns, minus this, I've been working with a lot of like 5 weights, 6 weights. I wanted to come in here and use some of the 6 weights to give you guys an idea of what to do with the 6 weights, because I've gotten a lot of people saying I have no idea what to do with that really chunky fat yarn. I don't either. I'm gonna be real honest. I struggle with really fat yarn because sometimes it's just too dense to make a hat out of. I don't wear scarves. I live in a climate where it's too warm to make scarves and hats anyway, but I did make a couple of hats. I don't wear scarves, but I will wear a wrap, which is where the tutorial last week came from. Because you can wear a wrap like around the campfire, but like I would not wear a big heavy scarf under my coat. It doesn't get that cold here. I think the coldest it's ever gotten here is 10 below zero. And I have experienced much colder weather living in Michigan most of my life. So to me, that's not really cold. So I came in here and I'm sitting and I'm looking at my yarn and I'm looking at this yarn back here and I got yarn over there and yarn over there, and I'm just, sometimes I sit in my chair and I just rotate and I look, what is over here? And I scan up and down the shelves until I get inspired. And then sometimes I'll turn around and look at this stuff, because this changes seasonally. These are mostly Halloween and fall colors. So I turn and I look. What inspires me? What is something that is jumping out at me that I want to use right now? And it was this yarn. This is Charisma. I got this full ball along with a scrap ball of it at one of the craft reuse stores I visited. And they're Halloween colors. So they were on the Halloween shelf, right? This is the colorway Dragonfly, which to me is Frankenstein all day long. So I made a Franken pumpkin. I don't know what happened because I stuffed the stem and all the stuffing like deflated out and is now in the base of the pumpkin. So we have, I mean, it still stands up because it's, what is this, a 5 weight? It's a bulky 5 weight. The stem still stands up, but I wanted it to be stiff, you know? And it's not, it's empty. All the stuffing fell down. I don't know what happened. So I made this really cool Franken pumpkin. I think he's so cool. If you don't know, I love Frankenstein. I have Frankensteins back there. I have Frankensteins that need to come out of the garage and be decorated around my house because I'm already starting to decorate for Halloween. I love Halloween. I love spooky things, and Frankenstein is one of my favorite monsters. So I am kind of obsessed with this. And I was actually working on this. I was working on it in bed, and I had my neck light on, and the neck light was shining on it, and it looked like it was fluorescing. So I don't know that this yarn, I don't think this yarn fluoresces because I think they would have advertised, but it looks really cool. It looks really cool with the light shining on it. It's one of my funkiest pumpkins I ever made. I do have a tutorial for a pumpkin on the channel. Actually, I have a couple. There are a couple pumpkin tutorials on the channel if you didn't know that. I teach you how to make pumpkins in different shapes. I will try to remember to link those at some point, but you really can just search Cinnamon Stitches pumpkin and they should pop up. And I believe I also have a knit tutorial for a pumpkin. So you can learn how to knit or crochet a pumpkin, which I also did. So I did that. I have a little bit of this Halloween yarn left over. I don't know. This may make a knit hat. I will have to weigh it and see, but I may be able to get a kid's knit hat out of that. My sunglasses don't belong in here. So first thing I made was the shirt. Then I made a Franken pumpkin, which I am so obsessed with this pumpkin. If you don't know and you're new here and you haven't been around, every year around this time I start making pumpkins. I love pumpkins. They make me happy. Alright, then I pulled out this yarn, which is also loops and threads, and I do not have the label. I don't remember what yarn this is, and I don't know what I did with the label. But I had 2 balls of this whatever this yarn is. This is a 5-weight yarn from Loops and Threads from last year, and I crocheted a hat. And then I had it in this colorway as well. So I had both of these. This is the same yarn, different colorways, okay? And I wanted to see how much yarn it took to make a crocheted hat, very simple stitches, versus a knit hat. And here's the results. 1 ball of this yarn, which is a number 5 yarn, made 1 crochet hat. And it used the entire ball. Okay? It's a fine hat. It's warm. It's a little bit stiff because it's crocheted and it's a bulky yarn. It used the entire ball. Or when I knit it, I got a knit hat and a knit pumpkin out of 1 ball. Same yardage because it's the same exact yarn in a different colorway. Crochet took the entire ball, and knit, I got a hat and a pumpkin out of 1 ball. So in this instance, with this yarn, with half double crochets versus just knitting, it took 50% less yarn to knit a hat. Which is crazy to me. Now this hat is beautiful. It's warm. I really like the colors on it. I like the way this yarn worked up. It's a pretty yarn. This is just half double crochets in the round. I love the way this yarn worked up. I wish I could remember what yarn it was. I know that it is a Loops and Threads yarn. And then this is the same yarn in a different colorway in a knit hat and a knit pumpkin. And so all of these colors, so I started here and I went up, and you can see this color is the same as on the bottom of the pumpkin, which I did this on DPNs. If you're a knitter, you already know, okay? I knitted from 3 stitches outward, or maybe 6. I cast on 6 stitches, I think, on DPNs, and then increased outward. So this is all one piece. There's no cinching. There's like, I increased out, I knit in the round, I decreased the top like I would a hat, like I did this hat. And then when I got here, I just used DPNs again to knit in the round, and then I closed it off. I think this pumpkin is so pretty. But because knitting amigurumi is different than crochet amigurumi, when you crochet amigurumi, if you crochet tight enough, there's no holes, no gaps for the stuffing to come out. Knitting is very stretchy, and there's always holes for the stuffing to come out. So inside here, to make sure the stuffing stayed in, you can see there's like holes here. My decreases always have like gaps and holes. My increases too. there is a ball inside of there. I took something, there's yarn up here. It's right here. And it's a really thin yarn, and I put it in my Addy knitting machine, and I knit a tube, like a pretty long tube. And the tube is long enough to have made a hat. And then I folded it so that it was doubled, and I cinched either side, and I stuffed that. So I made a ball out of a double layer of knit material from the knitting machine so that the stuffing stays inside of this. So there's actually 3 layers in between the fluff and the outside of the pumpkin. And this is the best knit amigurumi I have ever made. And I've made a couple. I've made some on the knitting machine. I've made some just by hand. I made a bunny years ago, and I hated it. I hated it. It was just a big ball. I was just practicing to see what I could do. It was nothing near this quality. And so I'm really, really proud of this knit pumpkin. And like I said, I do believe I have a knit tutorial. It's like one of the only knit tutorials on the channel for a knit pumpkin that kind of shows you how to accomplish this. Now for the knit hat, I cast on, I think 52. I did 2x2 rib. I just knit up until I got, I don't know, about that far. I don't measure my hats anymore. I kind of can feel like when they need to start the decrease. And then I just did a decrease on the top. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 decreases. And it turned out like that. So, very, very simple hat. I used 8mm needles for both of these. I used, I think, 7.5mm crochet hook for this hat, I believe. Which I know is weird. I got this on Amazon. It's 7.5mm. Because 7mm is hard to run by, but you never see 7.5mm. So that's why I bought this hook. Because I'm like, we're going to do a 7.5mm. We're going to see that. This shirt is kind of itchy. I'm going to take it off. Now, if you don't know, Juju actually has a shirt made entirely out of the black that I made her for a concert. And she can now have this once I weave in my ends. We're done with that. And then, then I made this for the tutorial last week, which is, I'm super proud of this. I love the way this turned out. I had a lot of fun with my yarn this week. Like, so much fun with it. And I'm starting to feel more of myself than I have in a long time. This year has been a hard year on me, mentally, physically, emotionally. It has just been, there's been a lot of things thrown at me. There's been loss this year. There's been heartache this year. There has been stress this year. There's just, and that on top of all of the illnesses I've had to deal with inside of my own body. So this year has been rough. And for a while there, I was really, really struggling with my craft, with my art, with wanting to even touch yarn or come in this room at all. I was really struggling, and that's why I made that one video where I came on and I was like, I'm struggling. And I need you to know that I'm struggling because I'm tired of hiding it. And this week with the new medications and with like finally getting some things figured out with my health, or getting on the road to figuring those things out, I have felt better this week than I have felt in so long. And that's why I have been able to make all of these things. I'm still, like, my arms are heavy. Like, they hurt and they're sore and everything feels heavy, but my elbow doesn't hurt. My elbow doesn't hurt right now, and it has not hurt in a couple of days. But we're still trying to figure out what exactly is going on with my health, but I have found so much joy in my craft this week. So this is the Spice Shop, the Granny's Spice Wrap. It's a play on words like Granny's Spice Rack. Because this is made with the Spice Shop yarn. I love the way the colors turned out with this. It's a wrap, it's a scarf, it's whatever you want it to be. It could be a pocket shawl if you put pockets on it. I love, 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 love the way the colors turned out. I love the way the wrap turned out. It is just so pretty to me. And it goes really well with this blue shirt. Because color. So I made this. The tutorial is on the channel. The tutorial came out Thursday for POW, I believe. And I thought I was going to use all 6 balls of the Spice Shop. But 4 balls, and it wasn't even 4 balls, it was like 3.5 balls made a 6-foot wrap. So that was fantastic. And then the last color I used to close it off was the lavender colorway. So this is what it looks like crocheted. This is what it looks like knit. This hat is so pretty. I just used the rest of the yarn that was left over from this wrap and I knit it into a hat. Now, it could be an inch longer. It absolutely could. But it also works. I mean, it stretches good. It covers my ears, except a little bit of my earlobe sticks out. I don't wear hats that often, so it doesn't matter anyway, but I am totally obsessed with the way this looks knit up. I just think this is the prettiest yarn. Look at that. It reminds me of like a type of like comic or cartoon drawing, you know, where everything is like colored, like watercolor, but it has like the deep shadowing on it. You know what type of cartoon I'm talking about. That's what it reminds me of, because it has that beautiful color, but then there's like, it almost looks like every stitch is outlined in black, doesn't it? I just think it's so pretty. I was knitting this up last night. I was like, this is the prettiest yarn I have ever seen. This is the lavender colorway of the Spice Shop. It is an acrylic wool blend. So if you can't use wool, I am so sorry for you, because this yarn is so pretty. And it just, like, I love the way it worked up. And I like the way it worked up crochet and knit. Like, it's just so fun and so colorful. It actually looks better today than it did last night when I was filming the tutorial, because the lighting in here is better because it's bright out. And I'm going to say my window right here is open and the wind chime is right there, so that's why you can hear it. It's singing to us. I get a couple of people every once in a while that get really irritated by the wind chime, but mostly everybody's like, your wind chime sounds so good. That wind chime was given to me from Grandma and Grandpa. It's the last gift I received from them, and it was bought right before Grandpa passed away, and it was given to me soon after he passed away. It was my Christmas gift. He passed away in October. Last time I saw him was in August. I saw him the week of my birthday. Oh God, 8 years ago. I think he's been gone 8 years now, because their son, Uncle David, passed away. And they flew to North Carolina because their son, Uncle David, passed away. I have only met Uncle David one time, so I was not sad that Uncle David, I mean, I was sad for his family, but I only met Uncle David once, you know. And so we decided we were already going to be in North Carolina that weekend. And it was in August. It was for my birthday. We had planned to go to the Outer Banks for my birthday. And when we found out they were going to be there the same weekend, I was like, let's just go see Grandma and Grandpa. We'll cut our trip in half. We'll go spend the whole day with Grandma and Grandpa and see them, because who knows, you know. And Grandpa passed away in October. And while we were at Uncle David's house, like, we were talking, and we were having a fantastic conversation, as we always did with Grandma and Grandpa. And Grandpa was talking to me about the hummingbirds. There were a lot of hummingbirds at their front porch. And I was talking, their front porch looks a lot like ours. And Tien, Uncle David's wife, Tien, hung these beautiful crystals, much like the ones Juju makes, the sun catchers. And she had them hanging in between the spigots of the railing. And she had a beautiful wind chime just like this one. And I told Grandma, I said, I have always wanted a wind chime like that, and they're so expensive. Those wind chimes are like $139, okay? I don't know how much she paid for it. I just know that I mentioned it in passing, like, I would love to do this with my porch. I would love to have the hummingbirds, and Grandpa's telling me his recipe for hummingbird food. He makes it himself. He said, don't buy that crap in the store. Make your own. It's easy. And I tried, and my hummingbird feeder filled up with ants. So that didn't work. I'm like, I can't, like, gross. And it was hanging. So it was hanging from the roof of my, if you have a way to keep the ants from climbing up the rail and down the rail to get into your hummingbird feeder, let me know, because I would love to have a hummingbird feeder. Anyway, we were just talking about all kinds of stuff like that, and Grandpa kept showing me, like, Grandpa was really impressed that there was cardinals. And I'm like, Grandpa, I grew up with cardinals. Like, cardinals are not new or fan. Like, I have a ton of cardinals at my house. I grew up with cardinals and sparrows is all I ever saw growing up. And he was so impressed by the cardinals, you know. He was like, look at that cardinal. That's a big one. He had a very cool accent. But in passing, mentioning the wind chime. And that Christmas, like I said, that was in August. I'm positive Grandma made a mental note and went and got me a wind chime immediately. She did that a lot. She really prepared for holidays. He passed away in October. And in December, I got that wind chime that said from Grandma and Grandpa. And so that's why that wind chime, you always hear it. It will always be somewhere near me, and it will always adorn my house. And if some point, if the strings rot, it will get restrung. That wind chime is going to be with me till I'm gone. So, with that, that's the story of the wind chime. And now both Grandma and Grandpa have passed, so like it means even more to me now. So I made the wrap with the Spice Shop yarn, and I'm obsessed with the Spice Shop yarn. I want more of it. I want to knit a whole bunch of hats out of this yarn because it just is so stinking pretty. Is woolly, is a little bit woolly. It's not like itchy or scratchy. Like this cotton is more itchy than this, but if you can't use wool, you can't use wool, and I understand. Now, I think I showed you everything in my magic basket. The last thing I made, you also saw, because I did it on camera, is my magic cake. But I'm going to tell you right now, because I am filming this last week, I'm going to go sit down and turn this into a shawl immediately. Just immediately. It's going to be done by the end of the day today. You will probably see it next Monday Makes, because I really enjoyed making this cake, and I want to turn it into something, like right now. So, if you don't know, I took scrap balls of yarn that I have had sitting in my basket. Actually, I got a bag of extras. This is leftover, and I should probably add this to it because this is leftover from our project. I keep my scraps. This goes in there. I keep them in a bag so that when this bag gets too overflowed, I know that I need to do something with the scraps. And so I just took what I equated colors that would go together or that were fall themed, and I made a cake that is very colorful. Some of the yarn is sparkly, some of it is not. I took inspiration from the puff flowers Mr. Cinnamon bought me for my birthday. They're pretty close in size. I'm surprised I got that big of a cake out of this off of my winder. Because that's pretty close in size. I should probably weigh it and see what the weight difference is. This one is, however, mostly worsted weight. And this one is DK weight. But that's what I have done this week. I've done a lot. My favorite project is, honestly, I enjoyed every single thing I made this week. There are weeks where I make stuff for the purpose of the channel, or I make stuff because someone asked me to, and there's weeks where I just don't take joy in my craft, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to work on that, and I want to work on something else. And I do have projects I have quit on. They're up here. I have a blanket that is 95% done up here. I just haven't put the border on, and I don't want to at all. I don't want to work on it, so it's up there in a basket. I have projects that just like, oh, I really don't want to work on this. Let's start something new. I do that frequently. But this week it has been I have really, really taken joy in my craft. I have really enjoyed myself. I've had a good time playing with my new gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I'm making who's its and what's its left and right. And I really enjoyed my week. And I think part of it is medication. I think part of it is the medication that I'm on has given me energy and has made me feel fantastic. And so I have been able to plow through things at a very fast level. I also have some things coming up that I'm working on, that I'm planning ahead for. Please don't tell me that's dead. Totally lost my train of thought because I'm trying to prepare to edit these videos. So I opened my laptop and now I completely lost all track of what I was saying to you. I'm so sorry. Not a clue. Not a clue what I was saying. Usually I give... No, don't restart. Usually I give a life update, but because not a whole lot has happened since Friday. I did mention in last Friday's video... Well, what video was it? I just recorded. I'm so out of sorts because I'm having a hard time keeping track of what day I'm on and what videos you have seen and what videos you haven't seen. Because in my world, I have filmed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's videos. They're all in the process of being uploaded or edited then uploaded. And so some of them I just filmed today, some of them I uploaded and edited yesterday. And so I'm trying to remember what day is what. So I don't remember. But I know that in a recent video I told you guys that, I think it was Friday's video, I told you that me and Mr. Cinnamon and Little Man went on a hike. And we're like a week behind. It was a really nice hike. And it was beautiful and fun for me, and I because I'm a nature girl, but Mr. Cinnamon and Little Man don't like bugs, they don't like plants, they don't like creepy crawlies, and they're not nature boys, and so for them it wasn't as enjoyable as me, but I brought them along and made them suffer with me, and I was having the time of my life. I got to walk in the woods and across the stream, and it was a good hike that like made my body work, and it made my body feel happy. And just breathing the fresh air was fantastic. And if you are able to get outside, even just to sit on your porch, I highly recommend it. Because sometimes just that fresh air helps, you know. And while you're actually watching this video, I should be driving home from Florida. I spent this weekend... See, I'm speaking in past tense, but it hasn't happened yet in my world. We are going to Florida, and today while you're watching this, I will be driving home the full 12 hours. Generally, we drive halfway, stay the night, and then drive the next halfway the next day. But we didn't really have time off, and the girls have to be back in class for college, and they have work, and for Little Man, like, he's homeschooled. I scheduled him a couple days off. It's not a big deal. For me, I just pre-record. It's not a huge deal for me. Mr. Cinnamon needs to be back. He's constantly got meetings and things going on. What the heck was that? My cord fell from my Ring camera. It's in this window. It fell down. So we have to like hightail it back Monday. So what should have happened this weekend if everything went well is Thursday me and Juju leave, and we drive down halfway and spend the night in a hotel, and then we drive the rest of the halfway to Florida on Friday. We have a pin event we're going to. We were lucky enough to get tickets 2 years in a row to this pin event. It's a really cool pin event. She is a collector and trader. I'm more of a collector of the Disney pins. And I'm really excited to A, get away for the weekend, B, spend time with just me and her, because she's been so busy with her life and with her job and with college classes and her new boyfriend, and like, I'm just looking forward to just me and her time. And I just think we need to have some time. It's been a while since me and her. The last time it was just me and her is when we went to the Fall Out Boy concerts. It's been months since that happened. And we also really enjoy the pin event together. And so Friday we have to register for the event, pick up our credentials for the event because it's a limited, only so many people got tickets. And then all day Saturday we have to stand in lines to pin trade. So I am going to be on my feet from, I think, 10 or 11 until 6 o'clock in the evening. And I'm hoping that my medicine continues to keep me feeling energetic and strong. And I'm going to put on my Kizik's. Those are my tennis shoes because they are so comfortable. And I'm also going to wear my, I need to go upstairs and find them, my compression socks. I got some really colorful compression socks from Amazon. So I need to find where I put those and wear those because those do help with fatigue on my legs. And I will probably make a video on the other channel. Lilo N Stitches is my Disney channel, which I rarely post over there. But I like to do an update on the pin event over there because I like showing what we traded for and do, because other pin traders like watching those videos. And Bentley's trying to get in here, but you gotta wait, bub. Okay? And then that's Saturday, and then Sunday, Mr. Cinnamon has got us tickets to the Halloween party at Magic Kingdom. It's the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and I'm gonna trick or treat. And then I'm gonna give all my candy to my children because I'm a diabetic. I don't eat sugar, but also I have food allergies, and even like a lot of the candies still have gluten in them. And so I divide my candy between the kids. And because my niece is going to be there, we're all trick-or-treating, so there's going to be a big pile, and then the kids can divvy it up by allergies or likes or dislikes. They do a whole trading system, and I will not be partaking in the candy part of it, but I am going to trick-or-treat because when you're 45 years old, if you get a chance to go trick-or-treating, you put on a costume or a Mickey Mouse ears or something, and you go trick-or-treating, okay? They don't judge you at Disney World when you trick-or-treat. They encourage it. And I really just do it for the fun of it, and I give my kids the candy. And then Sunday night, after the Halloween party, we're going to go to bed, wake up bright and early Monday morning, and drive 12 hours home in a caravan because Mr. Cinnamon and my niece and my son will not be joining us for Friday. Or me and Juju are driving down separate. Little Man and my niece Hermione have a concert. They're going to see 21 Pilots in North Carolina Friday the 13th. And so while we're in Florida, they're going to be in North Carolina, and then he's going to drive down Saturday the rest of the way from North Carolina to Florida and meet us after the pin event. We're going to have a family dinner, and then we're going to do the Halloween party on Sunday. So his trip is even more chaotic than mine. So pray for us because I cannot even imagine. Like, it's the stupidest. Like, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. But it's a lot of driving, and it's a lot of stress, and it's a lot of, like, get here by a certain time type situation. And I wish we had the finances and the ability to stay longer, but we don't, and that's okay. So this coming week, like tomorrow and beyond, I don't know what videos, if any, we're going to have. I don't know how that's going to work. There might not be a video tomorrow unless I can pre-record it, because us driving all day Monday, I'm not going to have time to make a video. And Tuesday we got to get back to homeschooling, so there may be a video Wednesday. I'm not sure. We just got to see what I'm able to accomplish. And we're just going to play it by ear this week because I'm guaranteed I'm going to be tired. So, with that, I think that's it for today. I know this isn't as long as my normal Monday Makes videos, but it's mostly what I've made. Whereas I usually go into a long blog post about this is what's going on. The week that I'm actually recording this, I have a bunch of like mom things to do. I need to pick up a couple of the rooms, do a little bit of cleaning. I need to do laundry and wash and pack for me and Juju's trip. I need to make sure the homeschooling is laid out very clear so Mr. Cinnamon can do it on Thursday while I'm not home. And I need to make sure everything is set for the dog sitter, and I need to make sure everything is, you know, set for us to be able to leave. And yeah, so it's a lot of mom tasks I have to do this week. So aside from sitting today and working on this, I don't think I'm going to accomplish much else this week in the way of crafting and all that. But considering I've shown you all of those things that I have made, I have pre-recorded all of this week's videos, well, all of last week's videos. So Monday through Saturday, because the members video is already up. And then Monday Makes, which is what you're watching right now, all of that has been done this week, along with all of that crocheting, along with homeschooling. I have made a dinner every single night, and last night's dinner was chef's kiss delicious. Here's your recipe for the day. I took chicken thighs that are boneless and skinless, and I soaked them in a combination of Corona beer and gluten-free soy sauce. And I let them soak in that, and I sprinkled them with a little bit of annatto and garlic powder and pepper, and I threw them in the oven, and they were so good, and they were juicy and tender, because beer is a good marinade because it tenderizes a little bit. I don't drink beer. I don't like the flavor of beer, but beer, Corona specifically, in meat is good. And as a side dish, I did roasted buffalo cauliflower. So I chopped up my cauliflower and I coated it in a buffalo ranch sauce that I have, and I sprinkled it with a spicy chicken seasoning, and I put a little bit of oil in with it, and I roasted it in the oven with the chicken at 400 degrees. They both finished at the same time. And then what else did we have with that? Oh, I made a mushroom fried rice. So what I took was a $1 pack of already cooked rice that you pop in the microwave for 90 seconds. It was jasmine rice. I sauteed mushrooms in butter, and then I cooked the rice in the microwave so that it was hot, and then I tossed it in the mushroom rice butter with a little bit of chicken seasoning. And it was a chicken stock from the, you know, like the stuff that's in Mrs. Grass soup. It was like that, like a chicken soup base, like the powder. Sprinkle a little bit out of that. It was really good, because I can't eat rice-a-roni or anything like that because I'm allergic to gluten, and I don't really eat a whole lot of rice. So one little packet of that fed 3 of us, because we all had like a real small portion. And I figured, hey, I went on a really long hike. I'm allowed to have rice today. So with that, I'm really going to let you go this time. I gave you some food ideas. I gave you some ideas of what we can crochet together or work on. And I gave you the Monday Makes update like I normally do. Except most of it is like forward thinking, hoping everything goes well on our trip. By the time you're watching this, though, the trip will be over and we'll be driving home and we'll be all cranky and tired. And I'll be trying to keep up with Mr. Cinnamon's lead foot, because he'll be in a truck in front of me and I'll be in Juju's car. And Juju's car does not like to go over a certain speed. It just doesn't, her car doesn't like driving fast. It's a brand new car, but it just doesn't like, I don't know, it does not like speeding. It's very speed conscious, her car is. And I will be the one driving, mostly because she does not like driving on the freeway yet. We're still working on her fears, but I told her this is a good opportunity for her to learn how to drive on the freeway better, because she's been driving to see her boyfriend. He doesn't live anywhere near here. She can start driving on the freeway. She's a big girl, you know. She's got to learn eventually. And it's just going to be me and her, and I don't want to get fatigued, you know. That's her car. We're taking her car. She can drive it too. Why make mommy drive all of the whole way? Anyway, with that, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you go. I hope you have a fantastic start to your week. I hope you're enjoying whatever beverage or breakfast you were having together at this moment. And I will see you in the next one, whenever that is. Bye, guys.